MillionDollarUniversity.com. Welcome. Greg Mazzello here, founder of Proforma. MillionDollarUniversity.com. We make millionaires. You want to know how to become a millionaire? Do you? Want to know how? Everybody wants to know how. You know, I give seminars around North America on success, wealth building, business, and more. And everybody wants to know how. And you know what I've learned? I've learned over time, how does not matter until you know why. And so I want to talk today about why do you want to become a millionaire? Because in my experience, when people really know why, the how makes sense. The how finds them, and they find the how. And more importantly, they do the things that are the how to become successful. They take the steps. Let's think about it simply. You probably know people that say they want to try to quit smoking, right? Well, it's pretty easy to quit smoking. Stop buying cigarettes. That's it. How do you quit smoking? Stop buying cigarettes. That's it. And maybe step 2 would be stop hanging out with people that have cigarettes you can bum them from. That's it. Step 1 and step 2. That's the how. But how many people do you know that don't quit smoking because they don't know the why? Why do you want to quit smoking? You know, my beautiful daughter, my eldest daughter, one day, she came to me when she was in kindergarten. She's 30 years old now. I used to smoke. And I knew I wanted to quit smoking. I knew how to quit smoking. But one day, my little girl came to me. She came home from kindergarten, and she said to me, "You know what, Dad? They told me in school today that smoking could kill you. Will you please quit smoking?" And I quit, because then I knew why. Why do you want to become a millionaire? Why? You know, I say in our industry, printing and promotional products distribution, $200 billion industry, our franchise owners experience almost 38% gross profit on sales. I believe with all my heart, there's no excuse for not making a minimum of $500,000 a year in your pocket, spending money. A minimum of $500,000 a year. Well, listen, every one of you listening to this is within an hour's drive of $250 million in business to $2 billion in business. And there's no law that says you can't get it all. And so how do you get it? Well, most people know how to get it. Get off your duff and go sell, right? I mean, obviously there are steps in identifying qualified prospects and then warming them up and then securing appointments with them, having a great presentation, putting stuff on our pipeline. And we're going to talk about that in another series of the ProVantage series of selling systems. But right now I just want to talk to you about why. I want you to think about why. And I want you to think about where are you today in income, and think about how far away is $500,000 a year or $1 million a year from where you're at today. And so what I want you to do is I want you to take $500,000 a year, my minimum expectation of success in this industry, and subtract out however much you're making today. So like, let's say you're making $100,000 today. Well, 500,000 minus 100,000 is 400,000. And then I want you to multiply that number by 3 to 5. 3 to 5 years of being in this industry. So 3 times 400,000, right, is 1.2 million, right? And 5 times it would be 2 million. So if you had $1 million to $2 million more in 3 to 5 years, what would you do with it? What would you do with it for yourself, for your family, and for your legacy? If you had an extra $1 to $2 million a year now, start dreaming with me. Big success requires big dreams, right? One thing I think is kind of sad for many people is they stop dreaming in 2nd grade. Remember when your teacher asked you in 2nd grade, what do you want to be when you grow up? And some people said they wanted to be an astronaut, and some people said they wanted to be a ballerina. I never said I wanted to be a ballerina, just to clear that up. Some people might have said they wanted to be a policeman. And you know, what's interesting? No matter what you said when you were in second grade, you believed with all your heart you were going to become that. But somehow over the years, life beats the dreams out of us. Life beats the dreams out of us. And so I believe step number one to big success is dreaming again. It's been since second grade, so give yourself a little practice. Give yourself a little room to scrape off all of the beatings life has given you. All of the tyranny of the urgent and the running around and the racing around and the texting and everything else that fills up our life and keeps you probably from dreaming. You can do it. It starts with dreaming big. And so I'm asking you, seriously, pick up a pen, pick up a piece of paper, and write down one thing in 3 to 5 years, if and when you have an extra $1 to $2 million a year, and what one thing would you do for yourself, for your family, and for your legacy that cost you at least $250,000 or more? A second home, a big boat, pay off your children's college education, make sure you have an education fund for your grandchildren, donate something to a cause that you know can make this world a better place than when you were born. Yourself, your family, and your legacy. Write it down. Write it down. Get a picture of it. Don't just say, I want a home on the beach. Get a picture of it and say what beach and put it in front of you. Don't just say you want a big boat. Go get a picture of it. Go see a boat dealer. Go to the boat show. Get a picture of it. Put it on your desk. Put it in your car. And start picturing yourself having it. Why? Well, number one, it's going to continue to help you pursue your dream and remind you of it. But number two, the more you actively imagine that you've already achieved something, Einstein would say, so this isn't just Greg, Einstein would say that there's no significant difference between that which is vividly dreamed or actually perceived and achieved, right? There's no significant difference between that which is actually achieved versus that which is vividly imagined. If you already did have $1 million or $2 million in the bank, if you already did own that home, that boat, that educational fund for your children and grandchildren, how would you feel? My guess is you'd feel a lot different than you feel today. You'd feel full of pride and self-confidence, self-assuredness, and the strength to get out no matter what, and the swagger, and go make things happen. And that's what Einstein is saying. The power of dreams is to start feeling like you've already accomplished something, which makes it almost inevitable that it's going to happen. That's the power of dreaming big. And so, let's start moving from the how and let's focus on the why. Why do you want to become a millionaire? It's your dream. What's your dream? Get a picture of it. And as you start picturing it and start believing it and start acting as if you've almost already achieved it, the why will start turning into the how, and you will become a millionaire. Welcome to Million-Dollar-University.com. We make millionaires. Perhaps you're next.